you. So here, you can have one of those and one of those, and there you go. Make a baby bee. So small. Oh, this is amazing. Here, plant some of those for you guys. Nice and happy bees. Happy bees are good bees. Wonderful. Hi. I have been busy as a bee preparing for this episode. I'm glad to see you today. Glad you are here. And yeah, today is all about these little buzzy friends of ours out here. As you can see up here, I've got a full beehive, which I'm actually just going to leave as is because I don't want to disturb the bees that are here in their natural habitat. That would be a little rude. Instead, I took maybe a dozen other bees or more and transported them into a tiny little box where I've been farming them up to gather some resources. Yeah, let me show you. So if we fly out here behind our main base area, look at this. A beautiful moss box. And what is inside? Well, bees. Lots of them. Yes, this is not very sophisticated, but it is automated, which meant I could harvest stuff while I was at work. Very convenient. But I am a professional, so I will not leave these bees in this weird, mossy, windowless box. No, 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 no. Instead, I'm going to build them a very nice home today, and they are all going to love me for it. See? Ha, they got so excited at the mere mention of that. Didn't have anything to do with the flowers in my hand. But what this does mean is I do have to pack these fellows up in order to transport them to their new home, which I will then build for them. So, without further ado, yeah, so you hop in there. Maybe is it full? Is it full? I think it might be full. There you go. That's one bee nest. If I face them this way, they should be able to get in, but not get out, because the holes on the side are the only places that they can actually pop out of. And it looks like all of our bees are happily in their little nests there. And now it's actually time to go and find where we are going to put this new bee house build. Now, over here, for context, we've got our very humane villager area. And if we fly through here, we've got some nice flower forests, which is great for bees. I may have snagged some beehives from in there. We've got our cherry trees way off in the distance over here, which is looking very nice. And I think I'm going to put it somewhere in the middle of those. And in fact, I've already kind of picked out a spot. It's going to be right here. Yeah, I think this is going to be perfect for our bee house. So I've got a bunch of resources for this build. As you can see here, I've been spending a lot of time gathering all of those up. But without further ado, it is now time to commence the building. And we're going to do that in the form of this channel's very first ever time lapse. Enjoy. All right, my little buzzy friends, what do you think of this beautiful building that I've constructed across the way there? They love it. They love it. Yes, the build is complete, and gosh, I just love seeing it from a distance like that. It really stands out on this landscape. It's got a bright pop of color, but let's take a bit of a closer look and see what we have got here. So nothing too crazy. We've got just a nice brown dark oak roof with some honey and honeycomb spilling out of it as if the bees have been busy as bees. And if we come in through here, I've got automatic collection systems set up for the honey bottles and the honeycomb. Over on this side, beautiful little greenhouse with all sorts of floating particles absolutely everywhere. Great view of the sunset as well. But down on this level, we've got some beehive things with dispensers above, and that's what's going to collect the honey bottles for us. And if I come up here, I love how bright and colorful this is on the inside. We've got another long line of beehives with the shears above, and that's going to collect the honeycomb for us. And the bees can come up through this little window here and make their way in. So that's going to be, that's going to be great. Now, I'm actually glad that it is dark outside, because even though that means monsters, it does give me the opportunity to let all of these bees out like this without them actually popping out on me. Place down the bed, we're gonna go to sleep, and in the morning, all of the bees will pop out for us. There we go. There's so many of them. Oh, goodness. Okay. What I do want to do is then collect these beehives, actually, because I'm going to use them to fill out a little bit more detail on the outside. Oh, just gotta be careful. I am using a silk touch axe, of course, and that's very important if you're dealing with these, because otherwise you break the hive and anger the bees, and then nobody's happy at that point. So bees are making their way through out into the greenhouse. They're getting pollinated. They've got pollen on their butts. And this is starting to work. Oh no. You guys aren't supposed to be in there. No, 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 no. Okay. Oh, that's a problem. Here, how about you guys follow me? All of you. Yep, you too. Follow me. Oh, there's so many bees. Oh, this is great. Here, have some baby bees. Everyone, not meaning to place those, but everyone can have baby bees. This is going to be just buzzing with activity. Beautiful. And next, let's put a few of these remaining beehives up into the roof, because I would like to have a few bees on the outside as well, just to give a little bit more life to the build. And I don't know which of these do and do not have bees in them, so I'm just gonna put a bunch of them all over the place and trust that some bees, like this guy, will make their way out and fill out the rest of the build for me here. And there we go. I've got bees on the inside and bees on the outside. And this place is now full of life. When it comes to Minecraft builds, sometimes one of the hardest things is giving it a sense of life and motion. So I'm really happy that we've got all of these bees buzzing around and all the green particles all through the air. Just adds so much amazing life to the area, and I can't wait to build even more around here with this as the focal point. And really, isn't this one of the most relaxing things that you have ever seen. I mean, not necessarily super relaxing for the bees. They are hard at work, but for me, I just get to sit in here, all these petals floating around everywhere, some bees as my buddies. Yeah. Uh-oh, you're not. The bee just let himself out the door. Wow. Wow. That that was that was spectacular. All right, so all of this bee action has got my head spinning and buzzing, and I need a bit of a change of pace. So let's go and work on some other stuff around our base. All right, so we are back at the main base now. And if you did catch the last episode, you know that I went out and collected some sniffers, as you could also see behind me. And in that episode, I asked for some name suggestions for these guys. And well, I had at least one person send me some names. So let's give these. Oh my goodness, look at them. Let's let's give these guys some names here. So the first one is Leafius, and then Lico, Curly, and finally Bulbasaur, just because, yeah, it's basically a Pokemon. So there we go. I've got my 4 sniffers. I also set up a bit of an automated collection system. There's some hoppers under the moss carpet here, and note blocks just sending off stuff with a skulk sensor, hearing noise, so they allays. They catch the seeds, they dump them all in there, and yeah, I've got quite a bit already. You'll notice I have more pitcher pods, though, than torchflower seeds. And that's because I planted a little field of the torch flowers, as you can see here. I kind of like this. I've got it on some different levels, terraced down the hill. And yeah, I think it makes sense to put the torch flowers, this ancient plant, right next to the old ruins where the sniffers are. And my goodness, I am in love with the colors on these things. I know that everyone wants them to glow, and I certainly do as well. But even still, it kind of feels like they glow like this. So I'm still really happy with these. Speaking of glowing, one of the things that I am now going to be able to do now that I've got my bee setup, uh, well, set up, is start production of, well, clouds. No, not clouds. Start production of candles. And I am very excited to start using those as light sources in some of my builds and interiors. Having access to Honeycomb also means that I can start waxing copper through its various stages of aging, which means I can start using more copper in my builds as well, which is, of course, very exciting too. And that truly is the beauty of modern Minecraft. You build one farm like this, and it opens up so many amazing game mechanics and other options for building down the road. And believe me, I do have a lot of ideas for things that I want to build. I already have plans for a candle house shop thing that I'll probably build nearby. I also have plans for perhaps some villager trading halls, or at least a big library for the librarian villagers. Lots of stuff in the works. Now, while I say that, there's also some pretty big, important, real life stuff going on in my life, which is nothing bad. It's actually very exciting stuff. And I do hope to put out a video soon with some more detail and announcements and exciting stuff to share with all of you. But for now, I'm just gonna let you know, just keep an eye out for that next video. It's some pretty crazy stuff that's going on, and yeah, I'm very excited to share it with you. But along with that crazy stuff going on in my life, it also means that the time is a valuable resource for me. So I think for today, this is where I am going to wrap up the episode. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly had a blast building out this bee house, greenhouse thingamajigger. This is the first time that I've ever pre-planned a build in creative and then basically used well, the Lightmatica mod to help me with recreating it in survival in the world here. And I think it turned out pretty well. I'm definitely a big fan of that tool and can't wait to do that more. This is also the first time I've ever used the replay mod, which is what I'm using for some of those cinematic camera shots and time lapses and all those fun things. So definitely expect to see more of that in the future. But as the sun sets, I think this is a perfect time to say goodbye for now, and I shall see all of you next time.